Hello viewers, I am Anita studying MTech Embedded Systems in VIT Chennai. In this video, I am going to explain you about in-vehicle and inter-vehicle wireless communication technologies. Let us see overview of different vehicular wireless technologies. Based on the range of communication, these are classified as long range, medium range and short range communication technologies. Cellular technology and WiMAX come under long range, whereas Wi-Fi, DSRC, Wave come under medium range communication technologies, and short range communication technologies are Bluetooth, ultra wideband, and Zigbee. First, automotive telematics. It is a word which refers to a kind of vehicle communication that relies on wireless communication. So any wireless communication in automotive technologies is called automotive telematics. Basically, long range and medium range wireless technologies are used for V2V or V2I communication, that is vehicle to vehicle or vehicle to infrastructure communication. And short range wireless communication is used for in vehicle communication. First, we shall see cellular technology and its features. Here in the slide, I have mentioned what is standard used and its coverage, network, and different modulation techniques used, advantages, disadvantages, and bitrate. This cellular technology and uh, WiMAX both are used for V2V and V2I communication. The features related to WiMAX are also mentioned here. You can refer to this, and I'll give uh, more information of what is not mentioned in the slides. We shall see what are the applications related to long range communication. First, if we see vehicle to vehicle communication systems, it will allow cars to communicate each other to warn drivers about accident and prevent crashes. And it will also notify about the current road condition or weather conditions or the parking situations. Traffic information may be received using digital audio broadcasting, and current position is received from the satellites using GPS. And these vehicles are further can be clustered, and using ad hoc networks these are communicating to warn about accidents in front of a car so that vehicles are able to slow down in time. The basic technology, currently we are using short range radios. Those are able to detect all this location, speed, direction, and braking status. But using radio technology, we'll have a range of about 300 meters and offer large range communication, and it will give more benefits when compared with radar or camera sensors. This long range communication technology will be used to warn drivers of oncoming dangers, particularly while turning at intersection and uh, changing lanes. This is also implemented in self-driving system or automated driving systems. So according to a study, this V2V will provide 360 degree situational awareness on the road and will help us enhance vehicle safety, and it can prevent up to 80% of vehicle crashes. The technology also considers personal privacy, and it will ensure that no personal information of a driver or the vehicle will be shared or broadcasted. And we have to also make sure that cyber security standpoint, uh, to ensure the data center is protected from any digital attack. Next is the medium range communication. First, if we consider Wi-Fi, this is a general term for any type of IEEE 802.11 network. All 802.11a, B, G will come under Wi-Fi. These networks are used as LAN. The three standards differ in offering bandwidth, coverage, security, support, and a kind of application. Like 802.11a is better suited for multimedia voice, video, and large image applications in densely populated environment. However, it provides short range than 802.11b, which requires fewer access points for coverage of large areas. Whereas 802.11g standard is compatible with and may replace B. Then next one is DSRC, which is a short name of Dedicated Short Range Communication. Its standards, coverage, network, and modulation techniques, advantages, disadvantages, and bit rate are as given. Then Wave. Wave is also a medium range wireless communication, which is wireless access in vehicular environments. Using this medium range applications, we can see that in future, when a driver comes to a car, a security card like their personal digital assistant, which is called PDA or cellular phone, unlocks the car. Within the personal settings of the driver's preferences, the seats and mirrors are brought in the desired position and the volume of the radio can be automatically adjusted. When the passenger enters the car, the vehicle already has cached the current road and weather conditions. These are all the settings according to the personal preference. The upcoming vehicles, we can see all these improvements. The vehicle, while the driver's personal digital assistant uploads the new destination to the car's onboard navigation system, while personal travel assistant PTA, which might be integrated in the navigation unit, these support the driver planning their trips. While on the road, traffic conditions periodically changes, and the travel assistant can take a decision of whether to go in the same route or change the route depending on the traffic situations or the real time some other disturbances. Additionally, if you have a laptop and any meeting is scheduled and if you are busy in any traffic condition, then this personal driving assistant devices can put an email according to the driver's preference or choice. These are all possible based using medium range communication. Like here, some of the applications are also mentioned, like inter-vehicle communication. As I told you, that email thing, here is the office and home networks can be employed to the vehicle, and Wi-Fi is used for inter-vehicle communication. Like it will provide assistance of number of accidents, and it can decide the information. It can gather the information of comfort and business applications of the driver and other passengers. Next comes the short range wireless communication. And short range wireless communication, first one is Zigbee. This Zigbee is a new low cost and low power wireless personal area network. This is not LAN, this is PAN. PAN standard intended to meet the needs of sensors and control devices. Typical Zigbee applications do not require high bandwidth but impose severe requirements on latency and energy consumption. Usage of this Zigbee technology solves uh, bandwidth standardized based set of solution for sensors and control system. Zigbee provides network speed of up to uh, 250 kbps and is expected to largely used in home and building automation. For example, we can take as a fire detection, security and access monitoring, heating, lighting and environment control. If we take industry level applications, we can take it as monitoring and control of industrial processes and equipments, especially in hazardous environment where wide system may not be possible. This Zigbee can be employed. So if we widely see the applications of Zigbee, it will be mostly useful in sensor like networks. This last application is like involves in attaching Zigbee devices, anything would be lost. That means if a car key, if we are able to connect the car key with our device, if the car key is lost, we can get an alert signal if the key is in within the range. Next one is ultra wideband. Ultra wideband is a potential competitor for the IEEE 802.11 standard. This is more intended for home multimedia networking, whereas the 802.11 network targets data networking not only in home environments but also in public and uh, enterprise like environments. Looking at wireless personal area network market, currently dominated by Bluetooth and ultra wideband, it offers a solution with much higher bandwidth. Network speeds offered by ultra wideband are in a range of Mbps. Although it starts with 100 Mbps, it may range from up to 1000 Mbps. Ultra wideband uses a low powered short pulse radio signals to transfer data over a wide spectrum of frequencies. This broad spectrum of frequencies makes it tolerant to disturbances, making it attractive for noisy automotive environment. As the ultra wideband is a newcomer of this area, it will it is possibly providing us a robust communication. Usage of this broad spectrum of frequencies, we are likely to see ultra wideband in applications requiring high bandwidth and interconnection of multimedia devices. Next one is a Bluetooth. Bluetooth, we have a long way to discuss about Bluetooth because everywhere we will find in automotive communication Bluetooth. It is currently providing network speeds of up to 3 to 12 Mbps. This personal area network deployed for low cost, low power, short range wireless ad hoc internet connection. Bluetooth has fast become a potential automotive wireless network because it is using hand-free profile. That means products that implement Bluetooth specification can facilitate automatic establishment of connection between the car's hand-free system and a mobile phone. Bluetooth wireless products incorporating these new enhancements enable virtually automatic interface between the car and the wireless products. These days, Bluetooth allows hands-free use of a mobile phone either through the car's audio system or wireless headset, resulting in better sound and control and a safe solution to legislation banning mobile phone using while driving. It is also prioritized because of its quality of service, security, power consumption, its multicast capabilities, and long range performance improvements are expected to increase the range of very low power Bluetooth enabled sensors to approximately 100 meters. Using Bluetooth, we can connect a various devices like DVD, CD, MP3 player, and It is also used as a remote starting to warm up the car in the winter or start the air condition in summer. A remote parking garage or home garage door controller can also be designed using Bluetooth technology. If we consider all these technologies, whichever we have discussed, a little comparison, if we see, Bluetooth addresses voice applications, eliminating short distance cabling, and is suitable for hand-free audio, but also for synchronization of cell phones to a personal digital assistant device. File transfer ad hoc network between capable devices is possible using Bluetooth. For these applications, a network range of few tens of meters is sufficient, together with a network speed of 1 to 2 Mbps. This is what Bluetooth provides us. Zigbee, on the other hand, it addresses sensors and control and other short message applications. Zigbee applications are consisting of lot of devices typically requiring data packets with a lightweight protocol and a small protocol stack. Network speed here is not important for the other technologies presented in, and currently 250 kbps is provided using Zigbee. If we consider ultra wideband, this is the upcoming technology providing interesting high network speeds together with a robust communication using broad spectrum of frequencies. This technology is best suited at very short range compared with other technologies. Wi-Fi is developed as a replacing technology for wired Ethernet used mainly in home and office environments. To provide mobility, network speed and range should be as high as possible. 54 Mbps is provided and the network is still effective around 50 meters. Considering the power usage, both Zigbee and ultra-wideband require very low power for operation. On the other hand, although much better than Wi-Fi, which is not built with low power as the prime target, Bluetooth requires about 50 times more energy to transfer a single bit compared with ultra-wideband. If we see the recent developments, this is the integrated communication controller developed by Hyundai Mobis. It succeeded in localizing the core connected car technology that connects vehicle, people, things and infrastructure with high-speed communication network. It is expected that various kinds of vehicle and driver data will be utilized to apply a wide range of services that provide safety and convenience. This communication controller connects ECU, that is electronic control unit mounted on vehicle, with uh, other things like powertrain, multimedia, airbags, and brake system through wired connection. This wired connection is used to collect and analyze various kinds of vehicle operation data in real time. It can process large amounts of data, including the data from various sensors like radars, lidars, and cameras, and autonomous driving related data. It also communicates this information with the outside through full-time wireless network. That is, it will connect from different sources using wire, and it will communicate wirelessly to the outside environment. This controller is also used in updating the software of various systems and functions like eCall, which automatically transmits accident information in case of emergency. It is expected to improve the performance of the vehicle through ECU update and vehicles by improving the software of battery management system and drive motors and regenerative braking system. It is also possible to collect and accumulate the operation data necessary for autonomous driving and high definition map. For example, real-time high-definition map update, work zone avoidance driving, and avoiding collision with a vehicle in front of a preceding vehicle that stops suddenly. These are all the uh, advantages of this uh, communication controller developed by Hyundai Mobis. This is a recent development published in an article. And what are the issues and challenges we can face in using wireless technologies? The first one is a selection of communication technology. When a communication technology has to be chosen, it should support high data rate and high mobility in dense vehicle communication network. Second one is interference issues in short range communication. That is, when communication interference appears, wireless transmitters in the immediate vicinity, the high radio density can result in substantial delays in time to transmit and even data loss. Then mobility and handover. Due to high mobility, a VANET, that is a kind of network, is extremely dynamic in nature and requires extreme configurations. High speed movement of vehicles cause frequent topology changing. In the worst case, if two cars with high speed drive in opposite direction, the link will last only very short amount of time. Further, handover becomes a challenging task in high mobile environment where high speed nodes frequently hand off between access points along the road. Next one is a frame error rate. A high velocity of vehicles causes large and fast variation of channel condition which may increase frame error rate. For example, vehicle moving at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour causes a variation of channel condition and may increase the frame error rate dramatically due to flat trading relay channel. Then quality of service. Inter-vehicle communication system requires fast association and low communication latency between communicating vehicles in order to guarantee that service is reliable for safety related applications while taking into consideration the time sensitivity during message transfer and the quality and continuity of services for passenger oriented applications. Then radio channel characteristics. In real time wireless communication, multiple objects could degrade the strength and quality of receiving signal. And so there is a negative impact on messages reception under the rate. So due to the mobile nature of vehicles, fading effects have to be taken into account. Because of fast fading phenomena, a transmitter can experience a better multi-path environment each time when it sends a packet of data. Then hidden nodes. Due to the low strength radio wave in far apart nodes or if there are some barriers between these nodes, they cannot detect the traffic status of each other. This is called hidden node problem, which may cause a high possibility of collision. Then security. Security becomes more challenging in ad hoc network due to high speed mobility in extremely large networks. In particular, if we take application where life critical safety information cannot be inserted or modified by an attacker. Likewise, the system should be able to help establishing the liability of drivers and privacy of the passengers. It is obvious that any malicious behavior of users, such as modification and replay attack with respect to the disseminated messages, could be factored to other users. Then bootstrap. At this moment, only few number of cards will have to be equipment required for the DSR radios. So if we make a communication, we have to assume that there is a limited number of cards that will receive the communication. In the future, we must concentrate on getting the number higher to get a financial benefit that will encourage the commercial firm to invest in the technology. So in this video, we have understood various wireless technologies and its applications, a little comparison between different communication technologies, recent development made by Hyundai Mobis, implementing communication controller, and the different issues or challenges we can face in the wireless communication technology. Thank you.